What would you say are the strengths of the front cover?
Well, at first, I really enjoyed the way there are like many colours, the contrasting colours throughout the whole magazine. As you can see, there's red, purple, blue, white, black, and also I really like the different fonts that have been shown throughout. As you can see, the masthead has a different font compared to the cover lines and many other fonts throughout. I also think that the price is suitable for the audience, especially myself, as it's only £1.79 and so it's like easy to, very cheap, and I can afford it. I really like the main image as it shows Francis Gallen with a hand gesture of a triangle, and I think it's really eye-catchy.
What are the weaknesses of the front cover, and can you suggest any improvements?
Well, at first, I'd say that there's too many colours involved within the front cover, and therefore I'd suggest that you choose only two colours. So you can choose this and this because they contrast really well together. Secondly, I'd say that the puff competition should be more emphasised, as it's a competition that people want to win. So I think that it should be like big and bold, and it should attract the audience more. And also, I think that the masthead at the top here should be expanded across the whole page, so then the audience can see that it's from VASV. Yeah.
What would you say are the strengths of the contents page?
Well, at first I look at the contents itself, and it's really bold, and it really blends in well with the purple background. And what really attracts me is the separation between the cover line and the editorial, as it has this purple separator to make sure it's very clear and organized. Also, I really like the web addresses, the repetition of the web address here and here, as it really draws in the audience so then they can see more content of the magazine itself. And lastly, I really like the way the main image blends in really well with the light purple, and it brings out the image even more for the audience to see.
Are the weaknesses of the contents page, and can you suggest any improvements?
Well, at first I look at the main image, and I think if you put the main image more into the center of the page itself, you'd be able to include more content and more cover lines. And secondly, I look at the borders, and I think you've included too many borders. I think if you reduce them to maybe 2 or 1 border, it look more professional as a whole. And finally, I think where the music revolves around, I think if you straighten it up, it'll look more professional and organized for the audience.
I think the editor's letter or the editorial creates a personal relationship with the audience.
Well, I personally feel that it does, as you can see when you first read it. He puts his full name, Von Villanova, and that really goes well with his masthead, VASV, so it gives a personal touch. And also, I think that as a whole, his editorial is very emotional and captivating, as he uses words such as excitement and amazing that shows how he felt whilst making the magazine itself. And also, I think that the second person narrative, you, represents how he has that personal touch, how he has that link with the audience. And lastly, the way he puts his signature just shows the finishing touch and how he feels he has succeeded while making the magazine.
What would you say are the strengths of the second contents page?
Well, I really like the way you've used the contrasting colours, so you've used like blue, purple, white, just a range of colours, so it really attracts the audience. I like the way you've used a range of stars, like a range of artists. So like star appeal. So throughout your cover lines, you have Eminem, you have Drake, Nicki Minaj. So that will also like attract the audience. The way you've used separators to separate the different cover lines. So you have page 35, page 36. So then it's organized. It keeps it professional throughout. And I really like the way you've used these images. It really attracts the audience, as like the facial expression is it's very good. Yeah.
What are the weaknesses of the second contents page, and can you suggest any improvements?
Well, firstly, I think that instead of having 3 borders, you should only minimize it to like 2 or 1, because like I don't really think it's professional and it doesn't make it look organized in a way. So I think you should only have like 2. Also, I think that you should have more images to attract the audience visually, because I think the writing kind of gets boring at a point for like, especially the genre R&B. I also think that you should make the puff competition more clear and more, you know, eye-catching, as the audience want to win the competition, and for them to win the competition, obviously they must see the competition. So maybe make it more clear by adding a background, and yeah.
What would you say are the strengths of the double page spread?
Well, as soon as I go onto the double page spread, I really enjoy the way it gives you an introduction of the double page spreads and how the magazine is going to go. Also, I really like the way there are 2 separate colours, black and purple, so it separates the question from the response. Furthermore, I really enjoy the way the main images and how the star has his name and then has his initials. It gives a really good, unique selling point. Also, I really like the way 2 convergence are used. So same as the contents page, there's a repetition. And lastly, I really like the way there's a gradient throughout the page. So it goes from sort of purple colour to a lighter, more pinkish sort of style.
What would you say are the weaknesses of the double page spread, and can you suggest any improvements?
Well, at first I look at the interview and I think that it's not organised enough. I feel that you need to keep them into small sections, so then it's more organised and it keeps the reader more interested, obviously, as a whole. Also, I think the image is not fully represented, as there's like a straight line here, and I think it could be represented in a better manner, sort of thing. And also, I think that the social media, even though you have included it, I think you can make it more obvious, so then you can allow the reader the audience to see where they can get more content of the magazine. Also, I think that the gradient is a bit too much and is unnecessary, and I think that you should just have like one solid colour as the background. As a whole, I think that if you were to put the main image on one side and the interview on the other side, it'd be more applicable to the double page spread, and it would appeal the audience in a better fashion. And yeah.
Overall, would you be interested in buying my magazine?
Well, yes, I would be interested, because it suits me, and I feel that how the editor feels is exactly how I feel, and that's exactly what I want in a magazine. I really enjoy the colour, the editorial, the content within the double page spread. I really like what the magazine as a whole represents, and I really feel that the magazine itself is suitable for my likings, and I feel that R&B is the suitable genre. Also, I really like how the images are shown throughout the 3 pages, as it really brings in the audience, and it really, you know, it makes me want to read the content within the pages itself. So yeah.